Welcome back, party people. You are listening to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, October 17th, 2020, and coming up on today's show, we got our first look at the PlayStation 5 UI. Phil Spencer has mentioned that they do not need to put games out on other consoles to recoup their cost from buying Bethesda, and Gamestop seems to have a new deal with Microsoft that allows them a cut of Xbox sales. We will be talking about all of that and more, but for now, my name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Alan Busby.
Hello.
And Ignacio Rojas.
Hey.
How's it going, you guys? What have you guys been up to?
Finishing anime and playing more Crash Bandicoot throughout the week.
Yeah, you were mentioning to me you just finished up Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
So good. Better than even I remember it, and I binged it in 5 days.
There you go. Now, was this your first time watching it, or were you rewatching it?
This is my first time watching Brotherhood. I watched the original, but I never watched Brotherhood, and I just watched it just nonstop.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh,
so good, man.
I definitely would put it above Dragon Ball Z now. Dragon Ball Z just keeps falling down.
How dare you?
It's like he knows exactly what to say to piss Ignacio
we just started
off.
the podcast. He said, "Oh no, this time I know we'll agree on stuff." And then
today's
he comes out and says something like that.
today's no. I still feel it.
How
Today's the
dare
day.
you, sir? How
Today's
dare
the
you?
day. No,
How
no.
dare you?
I have reasons for it though.
So I will say that I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is a good anime to start people off with, like if they've never seen one or if they've only seen certain things. Like this is, I think, a good one that is not the like stereotypical like cutesy stuff that they do sometimes. It has a little bit of that, but it's used effectively. And then there's action, there's mystery, there's intrigue, there's romance, there's all sorts of stuff. There's funny moments. It's an all-around solid.
No.
And
solid
the twists never stop coming. Like it keeps you on your toes where you never quite know what's gonna happen next.
Indeed.
Now, did you watch it subbed or dubbed?
I mean, do you really have to ask?
How
do you think I watched
it?
it?
Is pretty good with this show because I've seen
the dub is good.
How dare you?
No.
Well, it doesn't surprise me that you have Dragon Ball Z so down in your list, considering you must have watched it dubbed.
I mean,
Yeah, I have. I did watch Dragon Ball Z dubbed. I did.
Dragon Ball
watch
Z
it dubbed.
It is understandable that you have it so low in your list. Then.
No, but it's not that it's low. I love Dragon Ball Z for the impact in my nostalgia, but like in terms, I'm very big on story, and Dragon Ball Z's story doesn't quite hold up to like more modern anime that I'm like watching that I missed out on. Like Full Metal's story overall is better than DBZ's, but DBZ has way better like drawings in the manga, like way better like fightings. Like Full Metal's one critique is that the fighting is not quite amazing, but everything else is spectacular.
It's good.
Have you watched the original Dragon Ball?
Not all the way through.
I would recommend you watch the original one, and especially subbed, not dubbed, because the original Dragon Ball, I would say it had way more story than.
I think it's on.
Even though I think that
too.
Sure, it isn't a story-heavy show. I would say that there is a story there if you look past all of the fighting and all that, which I know the English dub, it focused so much on the fighting that it kind of diminished what wasn't fighting in the show. I think that there is still story in Dragon Ball.
The story is still like Dragon Ball Z story. I still love. I just feel like when I remember Dragon Ball Z, the story doesn't hold up as well as like everything else I remember. Yeah. I still love Dragon Ball Z. It isn't my number one as I watch other anime that is also great.
Anyways, let's
Yeah.
move on. Ignacio, what
God,
have you
just
been
doesn't
up to
want us to fight.
this week?
Study.
Studying?
What? What
Studying
was that?
for exams and stuff?
Yeah, for some tests. I even right before now I was studying, which is why I came into the Skype call later because I
Gotcha.
was studying. I have a test on Monday, so that's what I have been working on.
Ugh.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that I don't have to do like tests or stuff like that nowadays. It's great. This
Yeah,
weekend
yeah.
for me though, it was a little strange. Today does not feel like Saturday. to
It
me.
doesn't.
It really does not. I'm just like, man, tomorrow is Monday and I'm gonna blah 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 blah. And it's like, no, it's Saturday. Like you're not even halfway done with the weekend. I'm just like, oh, this is great. I like this.
That's
Weekends are
weird. I
good.
legit had the same thing. I legit thought tomorrow was Monday. I was like, oh my God. Why?
It happens, man. Happens to
Yeah.
the best of us.
Happens sometimes.
Well, let's see. Gino is not here this week. He is having an anniversary with his girlfriend. So, congratulations to them. I hope it's fun. Hope they are enjoying themselves. Probably playing Genshin Impact in their cardboard box right about now. So, there you
Gino,
go.
keep enjoying Genshin Impact, man.
Good stuff. Well, let's get on to what we've been playing this week. I think it's gonna kind of be a light week in terms of that stuff and kind of news. Like there were some news things that we'll be talking about, but they're kind of different styles of news things.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
nothing news breaking.
Yeah. Well, let's start with Alan. How's Crash 4?
My opinion on the game, unfortunately, is diminishing.
Wow.
Yeah.
How so?
So, okay. So, Kyle, you this is more for Ignacio because he'll understand this one better. So, as Ignacio, I don't know how much farther you've gotten in Crash 4.
I finished the game.
Okay, so you're actually farther than me now because I am. So spoilers, I guess. I'm at Cortex's factory.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I'm
not
at
that far from finishing.
yeah, I'm at the
finishing
end.
The game.
I appreciate the level design, but as I got farther in the game, the bonus stages, I don't like them. I don't find them to be particularly enjoyable.
What?
And
What do you mean by bonus stages?
so like the bonus platforms? You know how like in the old games you have
Oh.
yeah, I don't
Inside the levels themselves.
yeah,
and the bonus
yeah.
parts of the stages.
I don't find the bonus stages particularly enjoyable, and because I don't enjoy that aspect, and because I'm getting sour on the mask gimmick. Like I've mulled this over a bunch in my mind. I do not care for all of the masks. I like the one that phases reality in and out, and depending on the situation, I kind of like the time slower. Depending on the situation, I don't like the Death Tornado purple mask, and I hate the gravity reversing mask. I hate both of those, and in most situations, I also hate the time mask. And then my other biggest problem is I'm really hating the extremely long level design. I like the level design, but I hate that they're so long.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would agree in a certain way. First of all, whether or not the design of the bonus parts of the stages are or not, they diminish or not in a certain way as you go through, I didn't notice it just because I stopped caring about trying to complete every stage. I realized that at a certain point I had to stop trying to do everything in one stage because of the fact that since it is so long every stage, at a certain point you messed up. Say you won't take out one box, and that will, once you get to the end thinking that you got every box and you see that you are missing only one and you don't know where it was, I decided that I I would rather just let it go.
Yeah, that's
So
my
because of
problem.
that,
I'm trying to get everything.
yeah.
Yep.
So because of that, I stopped even trying to even complete the bonus stages. I would go and look at them and see if I could do them or not. And once I realized that it would take a while for me to figure out how to go through it, I decided to just ignore it and keep
Yeah.
going through the stage.
Well, okay. So like for the bonus stages specifically, it's for that, but it's also the fact that like in the OG crashes, you would have the level, the bonus level within it, and then you'd also have some levels would have the death platform. I really
Yeah.
like the death platform because that was your added challenge on top of the level. They don't have that anymore except for just the flashback tapes, which are just in the level. So your only real bonus stage is the bonus stage, and they just make them either painstakingly obnoxious or they just slap like either the mask gimmick or the one thing I hate, the red switch boxes. No offense for language, I fucking hate those. I hate those with a passion. They're so annoying.
Yeah.
Like
For me,
I hate the
for me,
gimmicks in the game.
yeah, for me, the boxes that I hate are the ones that shoot fire. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that I hate so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point that they're comparing it to the original crashes, that there are missing certain bonus stages. I think that they, in a certain way, they took those out of the stages themselves and put them either scattered around the level or getting the rewind tapes, or even when you try the inverted version of the level itself,
Yeah. And
which
with,
I thought it was pretty cool.
and with the longer levels and everything else, I loathe even thinking of doing all the inverted levels, of playing every level again when they're so long. It's ugh.
Yeah.
It just kills my
Yeah.
motivation to want to enjoy the game. Because now when I stream it, it's like, oh, I'm gonna stream Crash Bandicoot. Now it's I'm gonna stream Crash Bandicoot.
And the thing is that not every inverted level is worth it. Like the first inverted one that I did, it was just a different filter for the visuals of the stage itself, and the
Yeah, they don't add
stage
anything.
was well, in that particular case, it was just that the stage was mirrored on the, like, not up and down, left and right.
Yeah.
It would be mirrored left and right. Another one that I did, which I thought was pretty cool, was the inverted version of the first stage.
Yeah.
Which it was actually, everything
Dark.
was dark, and the way that you would move around was through kind of like a version of echolocation, which I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, because
Oh,
if you
that's
spin,
interesting.
it kind of does the echolocation where it
Yeah.
temporarily lights everything up.
Yeah, which I thought it was pretty cool, and also I know that there is, for example, one that it submerges the stage on water.
Yeah.
Which I never did that one, but I know from the trailers that that's one that's out there.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I haven't played that one myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to beat the game, but I'm also trying to get everything, and it's just, I miss the original Crash Bandicoots because I miss the tried and true platforming. Like Crash 4 at the beginning is great, but as you get farther, I feel like you start losing the pure platforming. It's just, oh hey, gimmick, gimmick, gimmick. Here, do this gimmick, and it's like, can I just platform for like one fucking level for like 10 minutes?
I don't know. I personally did like the inclusion of the different masks. The only problem that I had with the way that they implemented the mask, where I doubt you have gotten into it, but the last level really makes it so that you use one mask after the other, and it's so hard.
Oh
And that was
yeah,
the only instance of the game that I hated.
great.
The mask game. But other than that, I did enjoy it. I think that those gave each level some variety.
Yeah.
And I like that it's not like you use them for the whole level.
No,
It's
I
just
know.
one segment that you use them for.
Well, it's several segments, but like,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
but that's where my other problem is. Like, then with the whole platforming aspect, like now because the levels are so long, now thinking of doing the time trial relics, I don't
Yeah.
look forward to those either because the levels are so long. And the thing about the original game is that the levels were not long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you would die repeatedly to get a little bit better, and then you would get through it. This game, like, you die, you have to load back in, and then the level is so long. There's so
Yeah.
much you have to perfect, and it's like, I don't want to.
Yeah, unfortunately, to enjoy the game, you have to just let go of those challenges. You have to not actually try to go for every box, which I know it shouldn't be like that, but if you don't go for those challenges, you will enjoy the game a lot more than if you try it.
I know.
Try to get every box and try to do the time challenges.
I'm just trying to look at the game like critically in every aspect. So like it's good that you're looking at it that way. I'm looking at it as kind of like the completion aspect, which like they did not balance it very well there.
Yeah. Well, for me, I actually, when the Insane Trilogy came out, I think that I got every relic for either the third one, the second one, or both crushes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even try to do that for this one.
I don't even want to.
There was this one level where I actually wanted to actually get every box in it. And once I got to the end, I realized that I was missing one box. And I was being so thorough with it. And I was missing just one.
And dude, sometimes they hide boxes just enough off screen that you cannot see it.
But yeah, if you ignore that, I would say that the game is enjoyable. And to your point last week where you said that there wasn't the challenge in the game with the levels, comparing it to the older ones, I do think that once you get to at least the last world, if not the last couple of worlds, it does get a lot harder.
Yeah, it gets harder, but that's fine. It's just like I only played the first laboratory level, and I just don't like the whole that level was okay. I just hated the gravity reversing sections where they kind of had that, and I was like, I just don't want to do like. It didn't feel hard. It felt more obnoxious than difficult to get through it.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that I enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Even in the last world, I did enjoy the mask use of those. The only one that I didn't enjoy was not the last level. It was the last level before the final boss. That one was pretty infuriating and frustrating.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to that one.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're not too far behind, though.
Yeah, I think I only have 2 levels and then I'm there.
Yeah, you're pretty close. You're already at the last world.
Great, Monday's going to be a blast. Oh, man. Hey, watch me on Twitch on Monday to watch me pull my hair out, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
What's your channel?
Oh, man. All right, yeah, I don't even want to talk about Crash 4 anymore. It bums me out.
What's
your an opportunity
Twitch
to plug
channel though?
And
Yep, twitch.tv/AzurePKK at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
There you go. Good stuff.
But just to close it, I would say that I enjoyed the game overall. Even after finishing, I did like it as a long-time Crash fan.
All right.
Good,
I'll see how my review of it goes.
You want to do an update on Mario Galaxy then, Ignacio?
Well, we didn't really talk about Mario Galaxy last week.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned it, but you didn't actually.
Yeah, I mentioned it at the end, but yeah, I started Mario Galaxy. I don't know if Alan, did you?
I didn't start it, but I was already quite a bit into it. I think I'm near the end of the second section of levels, because you know how you go through like that observatory and then there's like the fountain one.
I think I'm right around there.
Yeah, I'm about there. We just finished like I think the Trash Galaxy.
Ah, yeah, that sounds like my house. Trash Galaxy.
The Trash Galaxy is not very far into the games. It's maybe like a couple of hours, so you're not far behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I'm enjoying Super Mario Galaxy. I'm really enjoying it, and that's Super Mario Galaxy is what I needed after the bad taste that Mario Sunshine left in my mouth.
I will also say that from what I've played of Galaxy, I also like it quite a bit as well.
Good. We can finally agree on something.
I remember playing it years ago. I think my mom had bought the game for her Wii and then just never played it. And then I was just like, I'm going to take this and see if she notices. And she never did. But I played and beat the game there, and yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, sweet. Everyone likes Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing with Mario Galaxy is that it is clearly more of a sequel to 64 than Sunshine.
Yes,
It was
it
even
does
made
borrow
as a
elements
sequel
from
to-
both, though.
Yeah, but it borrowed the good elements of Sunshine, which
Yeah,
were those levels where you didn't have the flood.
yeah. It has the good sense of control that Sunshine gives you, but doesn't have the flood. It does keep the more like you have to do these stars kind of in order of the level, like Sunshine, but it also lets you pick what galaxy you want to go to in whatever order you want if you have them unlocked, like 64. Like it does a good balance of 64 and Sunshine. So that's why I think the only real thing I don't like about Galaxy is because of the gravity. There are rare times that I feel like my inputs aren't quite as translated perfectly in the direction I want Mario to run, but that's something I easily like adjusted to and got over.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the moveset, I would say for sure it is an evolution of 64 more than
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Oh, yeah,
Even
it
is the
is.
same moveset in a way, but it controls so much better than the previous two games.
and Sunshine has the flood that lets you kind of have a little bit more precise movement. And in
So,
Galaxy, you have the
to
spin move that, while
butt
not as
in
long as
here.
the flood, it does let you control it pretty well.
I do have to say, this is a complete side note. You keep saying the flood, and I know what
Yes.
you're referring to because I played Mario
yeah.
Sunshine, and I
think I know
like
what
the
it is.
game just fine, but I know it's not all that great. But I just keep thinking about Halo.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what
Oh,
would
yeah.
Mario
Honestly.
look like with the flood in there?
Hey, in Sunshine, you are supposed to clean up the town, so
Right,
maybe
yeah.
you
yeah,
gotta
and
clean up
also
the flood.
the flood is the worst part of Sunshine, and Halo 1 isn't a good game, so I guess you can connect those two there.
Halo 1 is fine.
It isn't.
It's not great. It
Did-
doesn't hold
Did
up
you
well,
see
but
Greg
it's
Miller
fine.
trying to play through Halo 1?
No, I didn't
I-
watch that at all.
I felt his pain. I felt it. I'm glad someone else knows what that felt like.
I just want to say that we wouldn't have the great Halos later without Halo 1.
Yeah, but people keep acting like Halo 1's
It's nostalgia, Ignacio. It's a dangerous
yeah, but
Absolutely.
tool.
Nostalgia.
people think that Halo 1 still holds up, and it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
it's that nostalgia. Like, that's why, like, I know you don't like it, and that's fine. That's why Sunshine to me is so beloved. It's because my nostalgia for the game, like, has me loving it. Like, nostalgia is so great with a euphoric
the same
feeling, but
reason
it's
as to
so
why-
dangerous.
Nostalgia
The
is a
same reason
hell
as
of
to
a
why
drug.
you like the Digimon movie.
Yeah, it's my nostalgia from my childhood. Like, it's all
And
encompassing.
what
It's
these
great.
three
but,
things have in common is that they all suck.
no,
They're all bad. Objectively bad.
everyone
Anything
likes
else
what they
to
like.
say on Super Mario Galaxy?
I'm enjoying it a lot, and also I want to mention that you can play it in as if you were playing it on a Wii.
Yep, with
that
the
is
Joy-Cons.
like a Wiimote, with the Joy-Cons acting like a Wiimote, which I thought it was pretty cool, and it works well enough.
That's
Okay,
how I played
that's
it.
It isn't perfect,
good.
but it works well enough.
Yeah, it's a good transition to it not
Yeah.
being on the Wii anymore.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
All right.
Dude, I have been playing Hades. I'm still chugging along in that game. I finally beat Meg, who's the first boss in that game, and boy, do I feel like I am bad at this game. And that's no fault of the developers or stuff like that. I just don't typically play games like this. So I hear people talking about like, oh, it took me this long to beat Meg, or took me that long. Oh, the game's about 15 hours if you know how to play right, all of that stuff. And I think I just beat Meg on my like 21st run. I think that was like maybe 8 or 9 hours in the game.
Is Meg like the first boss, or?
Yeah, like the first boss. So I think there's like 4 or 5 sections in the game. I'm not sure. So there's not too many, but it's one of those things that like as you keep fighting and dying, you're slowly chipping away. You're slowly chipping away at your progression, right? So I started to get to the point where I was reaching Meg consistently, and was just like, man, I am like not strong enough to beat her. I'm just gonna have to keep getting power-ups and the darkness gem things that help you get stronger. And I eventually unlocked the gun. Yes, they put a gun in this game, and it is really fun. And I think it was like my first run with the gun. I got to Meg and just destroyed her, and I was like, yeah, that felt good. So like, I like this.
Do you feel like it's because it's not your gameplay genre that's holding you back, that held you back from beating Meg, or do you feel like it's because you didn't put enough time into it fast enough to like get the powers or the abilities of the build to beat Meg?
I feel like it's more so I'm just not used to this style of game. So I think there's people out there who are smarter with like, oh, I need this power up because that will help me in the long run, or I can do this thing and that thing, or hey, if I get this power up, maybe down the road I can, hope for a certain other power up that can help me combo some certain thing. Like
so it's not knowing how to build, right?
Yeah, like how to build my character in a way that will like help me progress faster, I guess, or like, because I mean, some like certain games I just like hitting buttons, right? I just like mashing things, like let me just smash buttons and kill bad guys and make me feel strong.
Okay.
And this game never doesn't do that, right? But I also feel like, hey, if I like actually paid attention more, maybe I could be smarter.
Okay.
With this. So it's there. Like I don't feel like the game is so daunting that I don't know what to do. Like I'm figuring it out, but I think if you are a more experienced roguelite player, if you aren't playing this already, what are you doing? But I think that depth is there for you to be like, oh shit, I can combo this move with that thing and get a power up that draws enemies towards me, and I can stack this thing, and yeah. So I'm slowly getting there, but I feel like it took me longer than other people.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, so yeah, then how much farther have you gotten after Meg, or you just beat Meg and you're like, all right, I'm gonna take a break now?
I beat Meg, and then I made it 2 rooms past that. Okay. Because once you get to that next section, you get new enemy types, and they're a lot stronger and stuff like that. So,
okay,
I'm gonna have to go back in and fight Meg again and beat her, and keep getting stronger and stuff like that.
So still really positive on Hades.
Oh yeah, I'm still loving it. It's great.
Good. Hell yeah,
and man. I'm enjoying kind of taking it an hour or two at a time. Like I don't feel the need to sit down and play for 6 hours straight, right? It's just like, okay, let me do 5 runs and see how far.
Well, that's the perk of it being road. Like you can easily just pick it up and put it down for like a few hours.
Exactly.
Nice.
So it's good.
Well, good. I'm glad you're still enjoying it.
Yeah. Thank you. So that is, I believe, it for what we have been playing. Let's get on to housekeeping. Now, let me know. Did you guys hear?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Yeah. Okay. That was the surprise. That I was like, I have a surprise for you guys. So I figured out finally how to put these sounds in so you guys can hear them as well. It was stupid simple. was just like,
That's
I just
really
gotta hit
cool,
this
though.
one
That was
button.
really cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so could you theoretically have done that at when we first introduced the jingles?
But where's the surprise?
No, I mean you said
yes
it
and
was
no.
simple. Is it that there was an update somewhere at some point?
No. So
Did somewhere release some software?
I'm now using Voice Meter Banana to get like a lot more granular control on what I can do with the sound and stuff. And yeah, all I had to do was just route that sound into Skype. Like Skype is not taking my microphone, it's taking a thing I set up in Voice Meter, which is a combination of my microphone and like certain sounds that I play.
Yeah. And for the listeners, if you didn't know, usually when Kyle plays the jingle, we cannot hear it. But now today, the surprise was that now we could hear it.
I'm so excited.
Now we know what you guys hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We get the full podcast treatment.
Housekeeping. If you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts, and all of our shows will pop up right there. If you guys like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. At our $3 tier, we have all kinds of exclusive content. We recently put up a Jackbox Party Pack community game night let's play type of thing that you guys can go check out. And I need to get our next thing in the works here. I need to start planning that. We have some exclusive stuff coming from Crossplay that you guys will hopefully be interested in and excited for down the road. So be on the lookout for that. And last but not least, big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam. Sam has been with us for a long time supporting us, and she has been on the show a number of times, or some of our other podcasts and stuff, and she has always been fantastic. So thank you, Sam, for supporting us for so long.
Thank you, Sam.
Merci, Sam.
Indeed. All right, let's get on to the news. PlayStation 5 has revealed their new UI. They did a new state of play where they showed it off and what it will look like and how it will kind of work. I'm looking at an article from Ars Technica that had a big old roundup of it. But you guys can pretty much just go watch the state of play on YouTube to see all of that stuff. But Ignacio, let's start with you. What did you think of the PlayStation 5 UI?
I'm kind of in the middle. I didn't.
Okay.
It's not like I really loved it, but I also didn't dislike it. I'm glad that we saw some stuff in here that we knew about early on the year through patents that Sony had put out, or that some stuff that Sony had patented. So it's nice to see it actually popping up on the PS5, because usually when Sony patents something related to the PS4 or PS5, chances are that we won't see it.
Yeah,
but I think some stuff
are
that
you
we saw here.
referring to a specific feature in there that you saw?
Specifically the part where the game helps you. It offers you hints on and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, that was patented at the beginning of the year, or we knew about that patent at the beginning of the year.
Okay, fair enough.
And also speaking about that one, I think that it's a nice feature to have in there, because if the developer implements it onto the game, it makes it easier than actually going on the internet and trying to find a walkthrough or whatever
yeah.
that can help you out, which I thought
Kind
was
of
pretty
stops
nice.
you from pausing the game and then going to
Yeah.
your phone to look something up, or just being like, fuck this,
Yeah, I thought it was
doing
pretty neat
something
that
else.
you can actually put it on picture-in-picture to look at the walkthrough.
Mhm.
And yeah, and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty cool. The UI itself that they showed for the main home screen, I'm not too wild. I'm not too into it. I think that the PS4, or I prefer the one for the PS4. I think that maybe the
I'm
icons
gonna
are
have to
too
disagree
small.
with you on that one there, bud.
Really?
I
think that
liked the PlayStation 5 one. I liked it a lot, but yeah, I think because I'm a graphic design major, so some of this stuff is like right up my alley. And yeah, it looked like they cleaned it up. It doesn't seem as packed. And their things seem slightly smaller and have a little bit more space. They're spread out, and so I at least like that, where it just feels like, okay, it has some room to breathe.
It for sure is an evolution on the PS4 home screen, more than
Absolutely.
the PS4 was. An It's more of an evolution of the PS4 than the PS4 was from the PS3,
Yeah,
for sure. I just think that the icons themselves and the whole bar, it uses so little of the screen, whereas in the PS4 I think that it uses more of the screen, which I like.
interesting. Let's go to Alan. What are your thoughts?
So I actually have kind of a bit of both. So I know the one thing is like not being a graphic designer, but enjoying kind of how like simplicity. I do think the PS5 UI looks really good. I am a little bit with Ignacio where I feel like the icons on the bottom were a little bit small, but that doesn't overly bother me. The control center they showed off, like their big feature, I enjoyed it. It doesn't really matter to me. I did like a little snippet where you could actually now see that it does actually track trophy progression. I like
Yeah.
that, but everything
that
else
looked great.
I enjoy in terms of helping like the player, but they don't really matter to me personally. I like Kyle, I agree with you that I like how it has more room to breathe because thanks to I believe it's like Mystic Ryan on YouTube who does a lot of PlayStation news. There is confirmation that there are going to be some form of themes on the PlayStation 5, and having those icons be smaller and having everything have more room to breathe, I feel like you'll get a bigger appreciation out of like custom themes or themes in general.
Right.
Where if I put a theme on my PS4, I can't really enjoy it because everything is kind of big and takes up a lot of the screen. I know that the cards and kind of the icons are an evolution of the PS4, but I feel like in terms of how seamless everything kind of moves and looks, I feel like it's more of a massive evolution of the PS3 than the PS4 in terms of its
Interesting.
kind of
Okay.
style. But I do really like it. I'm pretty big on it. I didn't get to see the trophies screen UI, which kind of bummed me out the most. But I mean, everything else was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The party chat feature doesn't really matter to me because I don't play online with people, so that doesn't do a lot for me. The thing I like the most is literally how fast it shows you it jumps into the game. That was the biggest thing of how now we actually got to see how fast the PS5 can now load like
Right.
to games or even online parties, and it's that is your literal proof that this is game changing how fast this is.
Indeed.
Yeah, what they showed there in their. Well, first of all, we have to say that they showed both the home screen and kind of
Yep.
like a version of the control center.
Yeah, well they
And-
showed the control center a lot.
Yeah,
In the state of
they
play.
showed it a lot, which because of that, I feared that was actually the home menu, which
Yeah,
I wouldn't have liked.
No, I thought that for a second, but then when they said that was the PS5 booting up from rest
Yeah.
mode, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is not the home screen because that's not how the rest mode boots up when I turn my PS4 on. So
Personally, I didn't like the control, that whole thing, because I thought that there's too much in there, which I actually prefer the control center from the PS4, which is just all the whatever I need, whether it be audio, whether it be party controls or stuff like that, or close the app, it's all there in a list. What I thought that But for this one, for the PS5, I thought that it had way too much, and a lot of it took a lot of space on the screen itself.
Yeah, but I mean, when a game's in rest mode though, like when a game is suspended on the PS4, you don't see it at all. Where at least on the PS5, you can still see the game running in the background. Where on the PS4, if you go into like Hulu or Netflix and it suspends your game, kind of the same thing a little bit, you don't see the game like at all. So I mean,
Yeah, but I do have to say that I did like how, at least for Sackboy's Big Adventure, they showed this feature where you can actually jump into specific missions of the game from the control center.
That was cool.
That is their new activities feature, which is kind of their like trophy tracking / help with the
Kinda. It is
section.
different from the trophy section.
Right, yeah. It's not actually their trophy page or stuff like that, but with select PlayStation 5 titles, they're like, they have these, I guess, activities or trophies or just things to do in the game, and it will track your progress, and it'll be like, hey, you've only completed like 53% of this one thing. And it said like, hey, yeah, there are certain things that if you go into that activity, it will jump you to that to that portion of the game, or it will tell you about how long it will take to complete it, stuff like that. So I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah,
which that does actually feel like an evolution of the trophies, because you would always have to leave your game to check trophies to see your progress on missions, where this showing you your progress on levels or trophies or activities feels like a more natural evolution of the trophy system, but not just including trophies, but including the actual game itself in your completion, which I thought was cool.
That's
the best. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, because that's what they the whole like, hey, if you need in-game help, it's in with that feature too. Yeah. Like it has built-in videos on like, hey, this is how you get this one thing, so you can look at that instead of looking up a YouTube video or something that might have spoilers, which was neat.
Yeah, that was cool. And the fact that the UI they did say was also in 4K, so when you watched it, if you watched the state of play like on a 4K TV, it looked really clean.
It
like
really
real
did,
crisp.
yeah.
It looked amazing.
That was interesting. I heard that the UI for the Series X isn't in 4K.
No, I heard it's like 1080.
But back to the activity stuff. I think that the best example for the activities are levels, which is what they showed for Sackboy's Big Adventure, where one activity was one level of the game, and you could choose the activity and actually go into that one level, and the game will keep track about milestones from the level. Be it you can get a certain costume or whatever, and the game actually tells you how long it will take you to beat this one activity, which was this one level. And then it would have different subsections, which would be, for example, what they showed was getting this one costume, which you could go then into that one option, and if you have PS Plus, the game will tell you or help you get that or accomplish that certain task.
Yeah. It looks good. I'm excited for that.
The last thing that I just wanted to say about the UI is that I'm glad that now they integrated the PlayStation Store into the UI, because if you've ever tried to go to the PS Store on the PS4, sometimes it loads like dog shit.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And the other pretty neat stuff that they didn't actually show, but you could see there, is that now on the home screen they separated games from media. You could see on the top of the screen that it was on the app section, but there was another section for media.
Yeah,
which I hope that it means that it will be actually easier to get stuff like YouTube or Twitch or Hulu or whatever easier than how it is with the PS4, which is so bad. Right now.
I just use my smart TV, so that doesn't really make a big deal to me. But it's still cool if people use their PS4 for that, or PS5 now.
Yeah.
But that's all I got on that. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
The
I think
last
that
thing
they
I
could have
want to
shown more.
Go ahead.
I think that they could have shown more, like trophies, and I think there's a lot more to have shown. But I don't really actually want them to show more. I would have
No.
been actually fine without them showing the UI now.
No, they want you to be thirsty for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that they have done a good job actually of what's the expression, like drop feeding, something like that.
Just like
Actually,
teasing it out of like, here's a drip
yeah,
feed of
spread it, like
content.
drip feed,
Yeah.
feed. Yeah, actually drip feed you the content. I think so. I would expect this week to actually get more news, and then the next week and stuff like that, which I enjoy. I like that they at least aren't so silent with the PS4. I wish that they were more transparent like Microsoft, but at least we're getting something.
The last thing that I want to say about the UI is that I know they showed off the like picture-in-picture thing where you can watch your friend's gameplay. That stuff I don't really ever see myself using that to watch someone else's gameplay while I'm playing a game. But I think something like that would be really interesting to be able to like you know how we have podcast games?
Yeah, or like watching
let
somebody
me watch-
Twitch.
Yeah, like let me watch
Yeah.
something on Netflix while I play this like mindless game. Or yeah, let me watch someone on Twitch as they are teaching you how to be, you know, a better builder in Fortnite, and I can be playing Fortnite and trying to follow their instruction and stuff like that.
Yeah. And also, I think there was one example that I heard for this, which was, say you're playing one game and you're talking to a friend who's also playing another game. You can actually have his gameplay on your TV for whenever you want to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
The thing with stuff like this is that you actually don't need it until you use it for whatever reason. For example, the ability to share your screen, that's something that is already on the PS4, and that's something that I never used. I never found a use for it until I used it once with my friends, or a couple of times with my friends. It isn't something that you'll use until you actually have to use it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So good stuff with the UI thing there. Let's see, do we have something else? Oh, here. Let's skip on down to the changes to the PlayStation Store. I should have bumped this one up in the document here. This is coming from Matt Kim at IGN, who writes, So Sony confirms that a brand new web and mobile PlayStation Store experience is coming. These changes will take effect from October 21st to the 26th on web and October 28th on mobile. As per the leaked email that came out this past week, players will be unable to purchase PlayStation 3 games, PSP games, PlayStation Vita games, apps, themes, and avatars from the web and mobile version of the PlayStation Store. The wish list feature is also being removed. You will still be able to purchase PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita games directly from the PlayStation Store app on those consoles. And PlayStation 4 apps, themes, and avatars can still be downloaded from the same console. This is an interesting one. It looks like they are not necessarily phasing things out, but kind of are, right?
I see this more as a way to clean out the PlayStation Store.
That makes sense.
It's a reworking of the system, because even with PlayStation's newest firmware update, the update has come out to kind of restructure stuff for the PlayStation 5 a little bit, and it definitely has like messed up some features on the PS4. Not anymore, but when it first launched. So everything is just like a giant restructuring.
Yeah, I was trying to think about of a reason as sorry, as for a reason as to actually do this, and I have had times where having so many things on the PS Store actually makes stuff worse.
Yeah.
For example, there are times when you look for something and it is just buried under PS3 DLC or PSP versions of the game, or a lot of cosmetic stuff for other games and other consoles.
Right.
So I think that it is a good thing to actually clean up the PS Store, especially since I don't know how many people are going to buy stuff from the PlayStation Store on the web for PS3, PSP, and PS Vita. When you can, if you are using those things, you can do it from those consoles directly.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I
That
think
makes
overall
sense.
it is a good change. I don't know why they felt the need to actually remove the ability to buy apps and themes and avatars for the PS4. I don't know why.
Because some people probably do it, just none of us do, so it's not relevant to any of us. Because like this, none of the changes to the store like affect me, but a friend of mine, it affects them because they still play the PS3, so it impacts them. So it's just to make sure everyone's kind of in on like what's going away and what's changing.
Yeah, but the thing is that the PS4 will still be a lot of people's console.
Not
console
everyone's
for the next years.
Not everyone's though. Some people still
But
actually
most
still have.
of people's.
Some people still.
No,
yeah.
I'm saying, why remove the ability to buy PS4 things right now? Seeing as right now there are over 110 million consoles out in the wild, and only a small fraction of people will move on to the PS5 this year, next year, the next couple of years.
I think
And also
this
a
is
small
really
fraction
only.
of people use the other consoles.
I think this is really only going to affect a small subset of people, because I don't think I've really ever once bought a game from the web store or from my phone. Like if I wanted to buy a game, I went on my
I've never bought
PlayStation
anything
4.
from the web store.
I do that a lot. Especially whenever I'm not near my console and I want to buy it just for the console to start downloading it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Also, it is easier.
I'm not
to
gonna lie.
look for
I didn't know
stuff.
the web store was a thing till this. I was like, wait, what? There's a web.
Really?
I guess I knew there was one, but like I literally never use it, so it never like
I
registered
use
in
it
my
all
brain.
the time. I use it to download or redeem my PS Plus games. I use it to check on prices.
Man.
I use it to check what game I have already on my library. I use it a lot.
I wonder if this is kind of a precursor to them kind of redoing the app and stuff and making it, match a little bit of the UI for the PlayStation 5. And so, like if they're just about to do some work on that.
I hope that they do, because right now the store on the web it isn't great. It could be better.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and also we know that they will restructure the PS apps that are on phones. So I wouldn't be surprised that they will also restructure the store.
Yeah. Well, let's switch to some Xbox news and do all of that stuff. It looks like Phil Spencer had an interview, I believe, with Kotaku, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Did he do the interview with Kotaku, or is this just a write-up of the interview?
Of Kotaku.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking at this write-up about the interview on Kotaku.com that, like you just said, Stephen Totilo did with Phil Spencer. But there was one kind of interesting thing that I think is worth talking about in here. I saw a number of people reporting on this. The main thing was that they were talking about their recent acquisition of Bethesda, which was 7.5 billion, right? I think that was how much it was worth. And Steven asked him if it was like will you be able to recoup your costs without putting these games on PlayStation and stuff like that? And Phil Spencer was basically just like, yeah, we don't need to put stuff out on those consoles. So here is a excerpt of what he said in the interview about that. He said, this deal was not done to take games away from another player base like that. Nowhere in the documentation that we put together was, how do we keep other players from playing these games? We want more people to be able to play games, not fewer people to be able to play games. But I'll also say that in the model, I'm just answering directly the question that you had. When I think about where people are going to be playing and the number of devices that we had, and we have xCloud and PC and Game Pass and our console base, I don't have to go ship those games on other platforms other than the platforms that we support in order to kind of make the deal work for us, whatever that means. End quote. So yeah, I think ultimately what he's talking about here is just like, look, we have the PC base, we have the Xbox console base, we have phones and tablets and all of that stuff that people are going to be playing on down the road. Like, that's still millions and millions of people. So I don't think he's scared to be like, yeah, this will be exclusive to our thing.
I don't know about that part. I do think that Phil is dancing around saying whether or not games will come to the PS4.
Absolutely, yeah.
For one or another reason. But
he's just saying, like, we don't need to, but we can.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does make me curious if any, like, of exactly how many more Bethesda games will come to PlayStation before Xbox just kind of rips them all away.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Even if that happens.
I'm at least expecting this next, like, well, besides the ones that they've already announced that are like, hey, this is coming to
besides
PlayStation 4.
The ones that are exclusive to PS4.
Except for those things, I would say maybe a year or so of games still coming out, because at that point we'll be, what, like a year and a half, 2 years into the new consoles. And then I would just imagine after that, then it's going to be like, okay, this is going to be exclusive.
I'm not going to lie, with
who knows,
how many exclusives PlayStation has, dude, if I was Xbox, like, I feel like you would, like, I still like some Bethesda games. I think it'd be a power move just to be like, you know what? Just to come out and be like, you know what? No, none of these are coming to PlayStation 5 in the future. They are all, if you want to enjoy these great games, Bethesda's library of games, Xbox is the place to be.
Yeah, it would be a power move, but at the same time, it would be hypocritical of Phil Spencer, which has said on record that he doesn't believe on having things exclusive to one platform.
Yeah, that's why a lot of Xbox stuff also comes to PC. So it's kind of curious how this will shake out.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be what was it? Which was it? The Rise of Tomb Raider? It might be that one where, like, all these will be exclusive to Xbox for maybe like 1 to 2 years. Where, like, you'll probably have a bunch of Xbox exclusive Bethesda games like mid-generation, and then near the end of PlayStation and Xbox's generation, then they'll come to PlayStation.
Yeah, kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which apparently is coming to Xbox at some point.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I still think that we have to wait and
Play it
see.
first on Game
I could
Pass
see them
or something.
going either way.
And even then, you assume all these Bethesda games that will come exclusive, quote, exclusive to Xbox will also come to PC. So you don't even need to buy into Xbox to play these games. You can just also own a PC. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even really like shackle you into an Xbox either. So
I do think that if we're talking about numbers and revenue and stuff like that, I don't know if they will actually be able to recoup the costs just by if we're going by the install base of the Xbox One and we assume that it will either be like that or grow a bit on the next generation. I don't think that they'll be able to recoup the costs. But I do think that it isn't only about money for them, it is also about mindshare and getting more
Right.
people onto their platforms.
yeah.
Not necessarily about the total amount of money that they bring back.
Well, it might, because even if you get people into the platform to play some Bethesda games, yeah, they might come for the Bethesda games, but they might stay for like Game Pass and all these other features that then lets Xbox sell software to consumers, kind of like what PlayStation gets you with PlayStation Plus or anything else. And that is a large number of sales that could make up Xbox's money, not necessarily through Bethesda themselves, but just through the services they offer that would get people into the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's why I think it won't be only about the total dollars at the end that they get from having their games in there. I do think that it is more about the install base, which is
Yeah.
something that it is the stance Xbox has right now and has had for since the talks of the next generation have started.
yeah,
Which is very clear with them trying to be like, you don't need a Series X. You can get a Series S, or you can even play your stuff on your Xbox One
or the PC.
or xCloud.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about money, let's move on to this next one. It looks like Xbox and GameStop has a new deal. This deal was actually announced back on October 8th, but some new details kind of came to light about this deal. So let's dive in here. Ignacio, I think you originally put a link to a Business Insider one, but it wouldn't let me read that one. So I have a
Weird.
I have one from Ars Technica here. This is written by Kyle Orland, who writes, GameStop will now share in a lifetime digital sales revenue, including for full game downloads, DLC, and subscription plans for any Xbox console sold through its stores. How much that arrangement will impact the bottom line for the struggling retailer is still in open and heavily debated question, though. The first sign of this new revenue sharing agreement actually came somewhat hidden in a press release GameStop issued last week, trumpeting a multi-year strategic partnership with Microsoft. That announcement focused heavily on GameStop agreeing to use Microsoft's cloud-based infrastructure for its back-end sales systems and a deal for store associates to start using Microsoft Surface tablets going forward. Here's an interesting piece of news here. I don't know how much this is going to save GameStop, but I'm wondering if Microsoft is seeing an opportunity to be like, hey, we kind of got rid of our own Microsoft stores. What if we kind of commandeer GameStop and help them out on the back end, give them a little money from Xbox sales and stuff like that? And I'm wondering if that also down the road would lead to like marketing in-store stuff, right?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Of like, I know the GameStop by where I live, like right when you walk into both stores, the first thing you're bombarded by is like the Nintendo Switch because of Nintendo's like marketing material. So I wonder
Yeah.
if this helps GameStop get out of the hole. I wonder if you're going to be seeing like Xbox at the front, or like more exclusive deals by getting like Microsoft products or games or anything else through GameStop with their partnership.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an interesting thing.
Yeah, I do. To that point, I do want. Sorry, I do wonder how how Xbox will, not Xbox, GameStop will change their whole way they target their stuff to consumers, considering that now GameStop will have more of a stake on the game right here.
Yeah.
I think GameStop will still do all of them, but I think you'll be seeing more exclusive deals with Xbox products, or you'll be seeing a lot more Xbox marketing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, the GameStop by where I live, right when I walk in, like on the left side, that whole first half of the wall, Nintendo Switch. The right side, all like Funko Pops, pop culture stuff, and then the middle and back half of the wall is PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the faintest idea where the Xbox products are in my GameStop because to my memory, I have not seen them.
Interesting.
That'll
Yeah, I
probably
was
start
trying
changing
to
where it'll
think-
be more in your face.
Yeah, I was trying to think about the GameStops that I know.
Because I think ultimately that's what Microsoft is trying to do. They're not trying to outdo PlayStation in the sense of like, oh, we have a better console, which they kind of are in some way, right? You can always start to be like, oh, well, teraflops this and teraflops that. But I think at the end of the day, they're really trying to go for like, when you think of gaming, what do you think of? And I think with Game Pass and, hey, when you step into a GameStop down the road, like you're going to be bombarded with like Master Chief and Gears and, Xbox stuff. And I think that's ultimately what they are going for here.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it is beneficial for Microsoft to have someone else in the race or not in the race, but an ally for them.
Right. Yeah.
That also benefits from Microsoft doing well and from selling Microsoft stuff as opposed to PlayStation stuff. And I do think that there is a possibility that you will see maybe GameStop employees trying to push more Xbox stuff than PlayStation stuff.
Right, yeah,
right.
They benefit way more from that now.
Uh-oh.
What?
Ignacio, we kind of lost you
Yeah,
there.
your
Would
voice
you mind
cut out for a second.
Would you mind repeating that last bit?
That it is good for Microsoft having someone else on their team. And also I think that Microsoft in a way also needs stores to be alive for the foreseeable future, and having GameStop reap some benefits from digital stuff will help them stay afloat for the time being.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
I actually just thought of this. It will be it won't I actually don't even think anymore with what I said earlier that they'll hard push Xbox products, because so I know GameStop has a policy in place right now where if you pre-order a game and you have it fully paid off and pick it up on release day, you get a $10 like I guess gift card, whatever, that you can use in the store for picking up the game and having it paid off. But you can only use it for 1 week after the game comes out when it allows you to use it. And I think with this partnership, it won't be slamming Microsoft stuff in your face, but it'll be something akin to that where you'll see more advertisement from Microsoft and Xbox products, and like see that like, oh, you can play it on PC. They have Bethesda stuff. Like they'll have a bigger wall of marketing for all their products. Maybe like exclusive deals of like getting specific discounts off this as like a discount. But it'll be that thing where it'll have the same GameStop policy deals where you'll get these coupons or free money to make you come back. Because it literally, that $10 made me come back to buy something from GameStop I didn't even need. And if I'm just the
like,
generic
fine,
average consumer,
I'll get a Funko Pop.
Yeah, then if I just get that random money and I'm just like, oh man, I'm buying a game, and I see that there's a million Xbox products or being marketed or anything else, I'll be like, well, I don't really need this whatever game for Xbox. I'll buy it. Oh look, hey, it's also I can also play it on my PC as well. Boom, there you go. GameStop makes money and Microsoft makes a sale because now I'm in their community by not them pushing it on me, but just by giving me that free money to kind of make me come in to see all of the stones Xbox has already put into place to be so consumer friendly.
Yeah.
That's how they're going to get you.
We shall see. The future is yet to be made.
Sorry, that was long. I had like
no, you're
that
good.
brain explosion moment. I was like, oh my God.
Brain blast. Is that what Jimmy Neutron used to say, right?
It is.
There you go. Okay, let's move on to the NPD numbers for September. They published these numbers. I don't know why I opened that in another tab. I already had it open in another tab. Good job, Kyle. So, yeah, I guess we'll just do that top one. We're not going to do the year to date, but here are the 10 best-selling games of September. These do not include... Well, there's certain ones here that do not include digital sales. Number 10 was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Still going strong.
Yeah.
Still going strong indeed. Number 9 was Star Wars Squadrons. That one did pretty well. Good for them.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Number 9 for a game that... When did it come out in the month? No,
it came out the same day as Crash Bandicoot on the
start of the
second
month. Yeah. Which I would say that is pretty good. It's also like I think a $40 game. But keep in mind Control, which came out a year ago or so, didn't even I don't think it made the top 20 in the month that it.
Wait, it had only a couple of days.
Yeah, but still, some games come out with only a few days and they still sell like banger numbers.
Oh yeah, no, now I'm impressed.
So yeah,
it only had a couple of days.
Notable.
So yeah, now I'm impressed.
For sure. But let's see. Number 8 on there is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 7 is Crusader Kings 3. Number 6 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 5 is NBA 2K21. Number 4 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Number 3 is Madden NFL 21. Number 2 is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And number 1 is Marvel's Avengers. Now, the interesting thing, the thing that I think is actually news here, GTA 5 didn't make it.
Yeah.
It's normally up here in the top 10. I saw this and I was just like, whoa.
Finally ended.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's in the top 20, but I
wonder if I wonder if in a weird way GTA 5 didn't make this because it's going to be coming to PS5, so people are kind of holding off to get a PS5 to then. I probably not, so. But maybe.
Didn't they have some deal that if you went ahead and bought certain things now, you would get some kind of reward or something in the PlayStation 5?
There is a deal right now where every month they will give you, I think it is $1 million in game.
Yeah.
$1 million.
Which is something that I have been doing every month.
But GTA 5 has also been out 1,000 years at this point, so it's probably starting to peter off a little bit.
Dude, it's been in the top 10 consistently.
I know.
It had a really long streak.
So
interesting
stuff there.
Almighty Kings must fall eventually.
Yeah. It is nice to see Avengers in here. Number 1.
Yeah, that's also an interesting one because I feel like on name alone, a lot of people bought it, but I know that the player base is starting to dwindle off now for that.
Yeah, well, there is another story that we'll talk about it in a bit, but yeah.
So,
but yeah, I just it shows you the power that the IP of the Avengers has right now.
Yeah. Well, we also haven't had there was Black Widow or whatever, but we haven't really had many Marvel movies. So people are hungry for it.
Yeah, and something that shows how well the game did this month is that it broke Well, hold on. I just want to make sure.
Well, it came
Oh, no,
number.
I'm wrong. Oh, no, yeah. It did break the top 10 selling games year to date. It's number 7 right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, let's move
Also,
on to
Super Mario 3D
our...
All-Stars broke into it.
Yeah, that true. So you mentioned another story. That is actually our first one up in new and notable. So let's get on to our new and
Yeah.
notable section. Avengers. Their next playable character, Kate Bishop, has gotten delayed out of October, and the next gen versions of the game have been pushed to 2021. So a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it is disappointing.
I wonder if that.
Understandable.
I feel like
Looking
that.
forward
I feel like that's gonna hurt the game.
Yeah,
I do too.
For sure, it will hurt it. I was looking forward to Kate Bishop to get an excuse to go back into the Avengers because I did enjoy Avengers a lot, but at some point I just realized that I was just doing stuff, and whatever end goal that I had was so far away. So I wanted to get Kate so that I could get more story.
Yeah.
Hopefully Kate will be coming like by the end of November when the new consoles come out, because that would be an excuse. Like, hey, you just got the PlayStation 5, good for you, dude. Here's Kate Bishop, go play Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah, and it is also disappointing that they moved the next gen versions to next year, because I think Avengers would benefit a lot from having a next gen version. Although we have seen people posting the playing Avengers, the current version playing it on a Series X, and the load times are so much better. It's incredible. It's night and day.
Good.
How much better the load times are.
That's good stuff. But still stinks that it got delayed.
Yep.
But let's see. Next up, don't forget Ghost of Tsushima Legends, which is their multiplayer mode, is now available. That's out this week.
Yeah.
You
Came
can go
out
play it.
yesterday.
Yeah. I have yet to dive into all of that stuff, but yeah, check it out.
I'm not a
think you
multiplayer
have
guy,
to
so
play
it's
both.
kind of like I'm gonna see tonight if they added trophies, and I'm gonna pray not. But maybe I'll check it out at some point.
I think
for
you
it.
have to play the co-op, which is disappointing.
But
Interesting.
I don't have friends that have Ghost of Tsushima.
It's Ghost of Tsushima, not Ghosts of Tsushima.
Sorry, Ghost of Tsushima.
No, I
Kyle.
meant that in more of like, it's not supposed to be multiplayer. There's only
Oh,
one
yeah,
ghost.
That's
Come on,
true.
you guys.
I
me
thought you
play
were
without
poking
my
fun because
friends.
I've always called it Ghosts, so I thought you were like being like, it's Ghost.
I do that exact same thing too, or it like
Why?
it sounds so much like the su the S sound at the start of that just kind of blends in. It's like Ghost of
Yeah,
Tsushima. I don't know.
It feels like Ghosts feels like it blends really well with Ghosts of Tsushima instead of Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, also it
harsh.
is Ghost
Ghost.
of Tsushima.
Ghost
Well,
So if we're gonna be technical, it is Tsushima.
Tsushima. Yep. Indeed. Next up, Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC is out October 20th. If you guys are a fan of Doom Eternal, go check it out. I know that the base game, at least, I don't know if this DLC is out there, but I know the base game is on Game Pass for consoles. So if you guys haven't played that yet, go check it out. Hopefully it comes to PC soon, because I'd like to at least check it out. See, but we shall see. Last up, Pokemon Sword and Shield: The Crown Tundra DLC is out on October 22nd. So if you are hoping to dive back into Pokemon Sword and Shield, that will be out this next week. I haven't picked up any of the DLC. I think I was just good with beating it and being like, you know what, I'm done with this game.
Same
For
me.
whatever reason, I legit already thought the DLC was already out.
I
Well,
also thought it was
there were
out.
2 DLCs that they announced. I think the first one already came out.
Yeah, no, the
Now-
first
that
one
one's
is
out.
Okay.
already.
I thought all the DLC was already out. That's why it's like DLC is out October. I'm like, wait, it's not already out yet?
Yeah, I think, well, I might be wrong on this one. I'm wondering if this one got delayed originally, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't take my word.
I
for that.
want to add, because I forgot to add this to the notes. Real minor. Digimon Survive also got delayed into next year as well.
Ooh, good.
Is it
Okay.
official though?
No,
I
there was
thought
from
of
the Twitter.
including that.
The official Twitter account said that was a message from the creator, and he said it was delayed to next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I considered
I would take
including
that as
last week,
official.
but yeah,
Okay, well,
It's
good
disappointing.
to know.
yeah,
Good to know.
It matters to me. It matters to me.
it matters to me, Kyle.
That wraps up the new and notable section. Let's move on to upper runners. Spider Cat does whatever a Spider Cat does. Yeah, I'm so
sure.
excited about Spider Cat. Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man game that'll be out for PlayStation 5, announced Spider Cat, which is one of the costumes that you get, I guess, has a cat in a backpack with a little spider mask that will help you out. And if that doesn't
Yeah.
instantly give that game a 10 out of 10, then I don't know what does.
I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of cats, and for some reason, Spider Cat just kind of did nothing for me.
It's kind of a dumb gimmick, but it's
Yeah.
it's
It's
funny.
cool, but like for some reason, I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not that big into cats, and also I'm not that big into the meme.
I'm
So
also
it's
not a
whatever for
big
me.
cat person, so
See, that's weird, but I'm
I'm-
a huge cat person, and even this did nothing for me. And it's like it's
Oh, man.
awesome, but it's like cool.
what a
I
cold
think
heart.
that it is cool that one of the costumes gives you something like that,
Right?
Maybe
Yeah.
if
which
I-
is having something else help you on a takedown.
Maybe if I had a PS5 pre-order,
Interesting.
maybe I'd be more excited, but I don't have that, so maybe that's why I'm not excited.
I
you
see.
well,
Okay. Yeah. Getting
That's why I'm
envious,
excited.
jealous.
That's why I'm excited.
Hey, I just watched Full Metal. I feel like I have a better understanding of envy now. All right.
Yeah, well, Alan, I didn't want to say this, but I did get mine.
Ooh. Pouring salt on wounds, Ignacio with the uppercut to
He
the
just
chin.
said that he now doesn't care about envy. So I thought it was the best time to say it.
Well, next up, Rockstar has bought Crackdown 2 developer Ruffian Games, and they have rebranded this studio as Rockstar Dundee. There you go. I don't have much else to say about that one, but Rockstar bought up a new studio, so good for them.
Hopefully this means that we get more Rockstar games. Hopefully. I doubt it, but hopefully.
that would be a good thing to see, because right now it's been well, I want to say right now, but recently it's really only been one game per generation, right? So it'd be nice for
Yeah.
them to do like 2 games a generation, maybe.
Yeah, it is wild to think that the PS2, the PS2 had 3 GTA games, and then the PS3 had 1, but then that one game is now gonna be on a 3rd generation.
Yeah. Wild, man.
Yeah, wow.
Rockstar makes some good stuff though. So, well, maybe it's more than 2 games a year, and this studio is gonna do like smaller games stuff. Like I would love a like 6-hour Rockstar game, right? Of just like, hey, here's a story, or here's some like online experience, or like a multiplayer experience. I think would be neat.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
I miss the Rockstar that would make games like LA Noire, or when they first made Red Dead Redemption, or even Bully and Max Payne 3 on the on the PS3 generation.
Hopefully,
miss
this
that
means
Rockstar.
more of that.
Yeah.
Next up, let's see, we got Level 5, the developer of Ni no Kuni and Dragon Quest VIII, is reportedly shutting down their North American operations and not planning to release any more games outside of Japan. That's an interesting one. Yeah, it stinks. I have not gotten a chance to play Ni no Kuni or Ni no Kuni 2. I haven't played any of the Dragon Quest games, but they are ones that have been on my radar of like, hey, one day I should sit down and play some of these. And stinks that they will be continuing to make games that I will now no longer be able to play.
Hold up. This is a bummer because Dragon Quest VIII, like it's out for the 3DS, but it is also one of the most well-regarded and well-known Dragon Quest games from the because Dragon Quest VIII only has come out for the PlayStation 2, and that game is like very widely known. So that's very sad that there won't be any more coming to North America.
Wait, which one is the? Didn't a Dragon Quest game come out recently?
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11.
So why do we care about 8 if there are 3 other ones?
You listen here.
I mean, was Final Fantasy 15 better than 7?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't. I
Whoa.
would say that they are the developers of Final Fantasy, not
was
just
10
Final Fantasy 7.
better than 7? Or
you did
or
not
8 or 9? I don't
you
know.
You did not just say that Final Fantasy 15 was better than like 7 remake or others.
No, 7 is better. 7 is better, but I wouldn't call like Square Enix the developers of whatever game and Final Fantasy 7.
Just because there's a
there
more
are so many
recent
games that came out after
number doesn't mean the old game is bad. Stuff like that.
But I would say that Level 5 is the developer of Ni no Kuni and Dragon Quest, not specifically Dragon Quest 8.
Sure. Yeah. But I know people seem to like that one, so stinks that they won't be releasing any more games in North America. I'm wondering how much that had to do with COVID, of just like, hey, we kind of need to scale back our operation there.
I actually wonder if it has to do with sales on the West. If it is actually, if there is any benefit for them to actually bring the games to somewhere other than Japan.
Could be. Last but not least, Genshin Impact has recouped their dev costs, which was just over $100 million in just 2 weeks.
Damn, how much of that was Gino?
Yeah, good job, Gino. You recouped them.
Right? He was just like, you know what? I have $100 million. I'm gonna buy everything. I'm sitting here on my anniversary, and my girlfriend thinks I'm paying attention to her, but I'm really just playing Genshin Impact on my phone.
Just really spending more money on Genshin Impact.
I just wonder how their date's going. Like, Gino doesn't have like any money because he spent it all on Genshin. Maybe his girl's taking him out on the date. Maybe she's taking him out on the date.
In game. Like, let's go resource gathering in Genshin Impact.
Yeah,
babe.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're dating maybe they're having their date in Genshin.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild though, because that's a lot of money. It's a free to play game, and I know a lot of people, at least on like the podcast that I was listening to, was just like, I've played like 20 hours of this game, and I've never even seen a micro transaction yet.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that a lot of this is coming from China, since this is a Chinese game.
That most of it is coming from Wales, the same way as
sure, yeah.
How apps on the App Store make so much money even though they're free.
Yeah, and not Wales, the country, but whales, the people that spend
actual whales.
a shit ton of money. Yeah, actual whales. Because, they spend a lot.
Yeah,
on games,
good for
I
them.
think.
Hopefully, all this money helps them improve the whole performance of the game. Hopefully.
That would be nice. That would be nice indeed. But yeah, that wraps us up, though. Good stuff this week. It's been kind of a slow week. Things are kind of slowing down since the new consoles are only a couple weeks away.
We're under a month. Less than a month.
Alan, we need to get you a pre-order or something. We need to fix this. Write this wrong.
I am man, if only we had webcams, you would be able to just see the seething jealousy and anger just coming from me, man.
Well, that's the thing.
Do you have any plans to actually try to get one when it comes out? Either go to a GameStop, a Target, Best Buy, whatever.
Launch day, I guess I'm gonna go there and pray to whatever God I need to pray to have a store have one or something.
Yeah.
Or as a coworker mentioned, just mug somebody. That's an option that I probably won't do, but
it is technically an option. Technically,
it's good to just keep my options open.
Yeah. Right. Well, look at it this way: if you get it within 1 week from launch, you'll have it before me, because it's coming 1 week
probably.
Later.
Mine is coming, I think, between the 13th and the 18th. So
yeah,
I want us
around there.
I want us to take a moment for two things. One, if I can get it launch day, that means I'll probably get it before any of you, which will be super awesome. That'd be the dream. And two,
you'll be like, revenge, suckers!
I want to point out that in this whole episode, even with varying opinions, Ignacio and I never truly and officially disagreed, even though he rubbed salt in my wounds, and I still held out.
See, you're disagreeing now.
I held out.
You're disagreeing about agreeing.
We never had any true huge disagreement. We had varying opinions, but no true disagreement. And what did I get? Ignacio rubbed salt in my wounds.
Justice will be served one day.
Justice better be served.
Yeah. Also, to be honest, I was trying not to pick a fight just for Kyle's sake.
Look, I don't mind the playful thing and stuff, but every now and then we have to be like, okay, we're actually here to do a podcast. It's like, okay, let's move on. So
we did it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Indeed. We did the podcast. We are at the end of it now. So, Alan, what are you excited for this week?
Oh, man. I'm actually kind of hoping I can finally crank out my Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Platinum sometime this week and then finish Crash Bandicoot. I don't know what I'll play after that, but maybe something will pop up. Maybe Purge will go live like a third wave this week, and maybe the gods will shine down upon me.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Ignacio, what about you?
Nope. I still have to study more this week.
You're excited about studying?
Huh?
Are you excited about studying?
Yes, Kyle. I'm excited.
What a nerd.
Why wouldn't I?
What a nerd.
You be excited. Be excited to study every day.
No, I have to study. I have to finish some other stuff for school, and then with regards to games, now since I finished Crash, I'm still jumping in between games. So,
try to finish Galaxy.
Good stuff.
Well, I'm also doing that. I'm
Good
just
stuff indeed.
looking for stuff to play on my PS4.
Well, I will be chugging along in Hades. Today, I just started watching the newest season of Fear the Walking Dead. It's going pretty cool. On the review show, Melissa and I are doing our tradition of having it be all spooky month. So we've covered some interesting stuff on that. Yeah, I'm excited for more of that stuff. So there you go. That's what my week will be.
Nice.
Let's go back to Alan. Where can they find you on the internet?
Well, you can follow me at Twitter at Alan Busby, where I post some stuff, not super frequently, but the biggest place would be to also check out my at youtube.com/landdonut with 2 Ds, because the upcoming Friday, I will hopefully have up my Mario 64 thoughts and impressions, since I finished that a while ago. So I'm going to work on that throughout the week. So look forward to that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Ignacio, what about you? Well, they can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Cool. And you guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. You guys want to stay up to date with our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Please go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal. I think we are now at 92 subscribers on YouTube, so we are 8 away from 100. We are hoping to surpass 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel by the end of the year. So please help us out, spread the word, tell your friends and family and foes and strangers you meet on the street or on the internet. Go retweet our stuff. That would help us out a ton. You guys know the deal with all of that. So yeah, I think this about wraps us up for Crossplay.
If you don't have a PlayStation 5 pre-order, you are obligated to subscribe, because you can join in the fact that I also don't have one, and we can band together by all enjoying our content as a team.
There you go. Indeed. But with that, let's get out of here. We will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.